Okay, hello, and I'm back. So I am making this video just to give you the build that I set up. So before, when you saw the video that I just uploaded with regards for the shotgun build, I was using this one. Okay, so and oh yeah, this one. So what the build does is I change it right now to this one to just give me enough attributes to sustain my gear and the level of my gem skills. So also it has a combo of using lace hood and linen wraps. So these two artifacts are a mandatory for this kind of build. Now, let me just give you an overview of what does this
Reload.
build do and how this works. So, primarily, this build is a high risk, high reward skill setup. As you can see, I don't have any resistance at all, but I do have armor. Okay. Now, the reason why I go for it with this build is because I enjoy close-up encounter using a ranged weapon, or right now it doesn't have any shadow, so I was supposed to use dagger. So apparently I go for the mercenary build. So I'm not into attack speed, dishes out a lot of damage using that. I'm mainly focused on one shot, two shot build, and that's it. Okay. So the build goes into what we call a setup and a payoff build. Now, if you don't know what is a payoff build, is a payoff skill usually consumes a criteria for a specific condition. So let's say you freeze the enemy, and then it gonna be consumed by this skill, which is the fragmentation route. So normally you're gonna use permafrost bolts to freeze your enemy. Okay, and then what it does, you're gonna be having 4 seconds or a window of opportunity to use fragmentation round to dish out this damage, which is 1611%. And to get that in numbers, you have 38,489. Also, because of the weapon that I'm using, because this is the weapon that I'm using. Okay. Now, also, you need to consider there are resistance, elemental threshold, and exposure in this game. So, what I do is, of course, I use overwhelming presence to provide reduction in cold resistance and also blasphemy, so that you can have to lower their cold resistance by 34%. Yep. Also, um, I'm considering this one as not as mandatory as possible, but you can also have this one just in case for emergency purposes. So let's say you have an opponent who's already low in life and you don't need to change into fragmentation round. You can just dish out permafrost. Okay, and when it shatters, it'll trigger the herald device. Okay, so this is the support gem that I'm using in herald device. So area of effect. Okay, this one, extra cold damage. Okay, wait up. Just gonna need some trade. Was waiting for this guy. Why is it one? I supposed to be three. I don't know what's happening. It's supposed to be three regals. Okay, it's fine. If you don't know, if you don't want it. Well, I'm pretty sure why this guy, because I have it three regal, right? So this is a video and it's been recorded. So I don't know what this guy do. Anyways, okay. Anyway, if he hesitates, I don't care. Okay, going back to the build. The build is just a straightforward build. So mainly, you're just gonna focus on attributes to sustain your the gem skills requirement. Okay, and then you can go for this setup, which is, I don't know. I just took it because of the increased projectile damage, because it helps to dish out enemies. And then you're gonna go down, and I've had the area of effect. So primarily the area of effect, I consider this as a help with the Herald of Ice. Okay, so also I'm thinking about inflicting ailments. I might take this one out, these two nodes, because this was an earlier build which I forgot to remove. You no longer need to inflict ailments because the 25%, maybe I consider. But here's the tree, okay? And then I go for the two-handed damage, and then again the effects of the attack. Uh, Increased accuracy, well, it's fine because of the dexterity. Okay, I don't consider myself the attack speed, so that's why I took this one, because it has a huge benefit, 40% increased damage. And then you can go down on the tree, okay, and then primarily the if you're an early game, I suggest that you take this one, the reload speed, because at early game you might need it. Okay. Now on the jewel socket, you can go for an increase in herald skills, which is 25%. So you can go for this one and pair it with crossbow reload. So as you can see, I have crossbow reload, and does this have? Oh, okay. So I can change this one to another jewel. Okay, and then area of damage. Okay, increase the area of effect, and then the herald skill damage. Okay, it helps. Now you can opt this one out if you want to go for evasion. I myself consider as we really don't need this one, but just to sustain some, because most of the time you get hit normal attacks by melee mobs. So I just Check this one. And then critical attacks. Okay. It's up to you. If you already have sufficient debuffs on the enemy, then I suggest you no longer need this one. Okay. It saves you enough points. And then go for another attribute to get the jewel and also the element damage. Okay. So it helps to build the freezing effect on the enemy. And then afterwards, you can go for the heralding. It's pretty much straightforward, right? Okay. So basically that's it. However, I can show you some short footage. Maybe I can play. Uh, let's look. Rare monsters. Mm, Okay, let's play this one. Yep, there's ritual. Let me just. Nope. Uh, yeah, this one. So this is, I think, level 70 plus. Okay, let's do this. There you go. Let's take this one.
You will be remembered as a traitor and a tyrant.
By the way, if you're on their map, just make sure that you loot what's important. If Because when you die, you can no longer go back to that map and try to grab it. You can also do fast run, but it's gonna be risky, so it's up to you. Sorry. See that? It's a huge AoE.
This'll stop him. All in a day's work.
Okay, I think that's it for now, so I can focus on my gameplay. I'll be going live, so you can ask me a few questions if you want, and I'll see you soon. Okay? Merry Christmas.